Hello coders, this is just a quick video I made for you to see how to use your Practicode. As you can see, our updates are here for the new Practicode information that we're supposed to use. This is the website that we're supposed to use. If you don't have it, you can copy it from here and use it to log into Practicode. If you have any questions, you can always email them or call them. They're pretty good in helping out, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to them. Of course, you have to call me first to review exactly what kind of issue we're having. So once you click on the login for Practicode, you will have to put in your username and the password given to you by the school, by the Practicode. You should have received that through your email. So please do check that. Once you do, we're going to continue with logging in. And this is the page you will see after you log in. So the first step to do is to just click into your Practicode. And this is your Practicode page. And you're going to follow these pages right here. The first thing I really want you to do is to go to your course content, and do you see how you have a practicum and a course material? Practicum is where you're going to be doing all your question answers, your coding questions, coding scenarios. But the course material is important because you will want to go through this Practicode orientation. This link right here shows you step-by-step process of how to do your questions step by step. I'm also going to do the same thing, but when you log in, this is another resourceful page to show you how to do that. Okay, the rest of them are the same thing. You can see what they're asking you to do. You can go ahead and follow that if you like. I will go back to the CPCA practicum, which is my page to do my question answers for coding. Here you will enter your username, which is your email, and please enter just your last name here. A lot of students will put their email again or some other password. They're not asking you for a password anymore. They're only asking for your last name here. Okay, so I am into Practicum, and I logged into it, and you see you have 3 modules. Each module is 200 questions. Okay. So I selected the first module, clicked into it, and you can see I have 191 questions remaining out of 200. Now how to log into it, make sure you go and follow my cursor. Use this thin bar to go down a bit and continue on resume test, and you will be given a scenario. Now remember, the scenarios, you again use the bar, a very thin bar on the right to go up and down to look at all the options available. You have several options here that you're supposed to be using, which is your flag. The flagged one is a question that's too difficult. You want to come back to it. Put it on the flag and come back to it later if it's too difficult. Summary is the different kinds of scenarios given to you according to the CPT section, starting with 10,000 codes, 20,000 codes. If you use this, you can scroll down and you will see the ones you have already done will be checked out. The ones in blue are not. So you can select any question scenarios here. There are different kind of operative notes, medical reports, and different sections of the CPT. So it depends upon what you want to do. You can do that by clicking on the summary here. Calculator is for the RVU, which you don't have to do in these assignments for us. This is another arrow system to keep you moving according to the order you saw on the summary automatically. So don't have to select the summary. You just click on the arrow and you will be taken to a next question. Rationale is the one that defines exactly what you did, correct answers, and the rationale to each code to make you understand what you did. So please make sure you use this. This is something that we really want to learn from. This is your learning area where you make mistakes, no problem. There's no problem making mistakes in Practicode, because that's the best way of learning coding, is by making mistakes. But once you do, go back, read the rationale, and see what codes were wrong, why they were wrong, what steps were you supposed to follow, and how were you supposed to find the right code. So I do have this question done over here, so I'm going to follow a next question. And remember, this is my scenario here. Again, I can use my bars on the right to scroll up and down, or the bar in the middle to go up and down my scenario, and then put my codes in the right places. This is the procedure code right here, PX. This is the diagnosis code. It says CPT and HCPCS. Let's say if you have more codes to put in there, you're going to add a bar and add more codes. If it's a procedure code or a HCPCS code, they will both be given here. If it is just one code, you will keep it like that. And let me just put a code here, 210, and then modifier, which if you need it, if you don't, depending upon the question. Unit means how many times this procedure was done today. There are lots of rules and regulation, but for the scenarios you're going to do, just put 1. The linkage is to connect the procedure to the diagnosis below. Let's say the person has hypertension. Okay, let's say the person has diabetes, right? So you are adding those codes according to the scenario given and linking the procedure. Why was the procedure done? Was it because of a condition A or a condition B, or maybe both? So you can write 1 or 2 depending upon the linkage. Now that you have done the question, you are going to submit the question using this tiny bar here, and you can also click on, before doing that, you can also click on rationale. It doesn't give me a rationale here. Okay, well anyways, you can submit the answer here. Don't click on save and exit. That's what I do sometimes and I lose my question. So I will submit the answers, and I will see my score on the left upper corner, and I see all my questions given here. So you can see that the questions in red are all wrong and the ones in green are fine. So you will read the rationale here, okay? And remember, the points really don't mean anything. You're just supposed to be doing this for a learning process, and it is all dependent upon how you learn by going through the rationales and fixing all your mistakes. This is the best place to learn. Do not ignore this. Take more time, as much time as you can. Even if you do a question or 2 every day, you will learn a lot. Well, for submission, you have to have 20 questions per week. So you understand the rationale, you close it, you save and exit. You can click on the rationale again to review your question answers again. So now it is all up to you. And you will save and exit. Now once you save and exit, it's not going to it's not going to, well, it will save every information that you have done. It's not gonna, this question that you have done is not going to come back to you again. Whatever you do, it is there. It is not going to be repeated. So now I have 190 questions remaining. You can also take a screenshot of this for me every week and submit it on your Dropbox. Okay, so that's about it. That's all I want you to remember, and please keep in touch for any questions, and do make sure that you do a good job here, because Practicode is a really good learning tool they have given you, and you want to make the best of it.